Hey everyone, Jackie here with Enjoying Life's Journey. Welcome back to our channel. So today I wanted to do a little bit different. Normally, if you're familiar with the channel, I do a monthly budget report card. And I mentioned in last month's video I was going to start doing them a little separate. And today's video is going to be a budget with me. I might start doing some other kind of like plan with me series. So every month I'm going to go ahead and do my budget and just take you guys along with how I do it. So I use Excel, and this is not going to be, I am going to come out with a budget series, basically how to set up a budget for you and how to make the same template that I use in Excel. But for this, it's just going to be the planning of it and how I go through my month. And sorry if it's raining outside, so it might be loud. The girls are watching TV, and if you're familiar with the channel, we are living full-time in the RV now, so excuse any of that. But basically what I do is I start off in Excel, and I'm looking at the current month, which is September. I like to plan out the next month early. Sometimes I plan it out almost a whole month ahead of time. I have not planned out October yet. I wanted to wait to plan it with you guys. It is September 25th, so we're going to plan it out a little early. So basically what I do is I just take the current month, my template that I have, and I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it over in its own section here. Okay? Now let me get this into view for you. So if you notice, I have a lot of these random number signs. Basically, that just means it's not large enough. So if you go up to the box up here, you just double click it, and it will go ahead and expand it out for you. So that's what I'm going to do. Oop, I don't need that one like that. Undo. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and change this to October. And then I'm going to start, I like to use the previous month because it kind of gives me an idea, a reference point or starting point of what we will have coming up for the month. Income, we are currently at the sugar beet harvest. We just arrived a couple days ago. We start October 1st. And we did get a pay schedule. Originally, I wasn't sure how the pay was going to work. I didn't know we would get paid after the harvest. So we will get paid on October 14th and October 28th is how we're going to get paid. So I'm going to clear these out. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and add a column as well. There. And so I'm going to put the 14th here and the 28th here. And I do that because I like to know each week what bills I might be paying out of a paycheck. And so let's see. So estimating, I have on here some estimates. Our first paycheck is going to be basically 9 days worth of work, and I kind of figured out an estimate of what it would be pre-tax. I'm going to go ahead and just put in, it's going to be hard to figure that out. When we fill out our tax form, I put on my federal claiming 3, basically myself and my 2 children. And then the way it works, because we are working in North Dakota, and we have state income tax for Arizona, they went ahead and said we're exempt from North Dakota and we will pay our state income tax for Arizona. I really have no clue how much taxes will be taken out, honestly. So I'm just going to estimate 13%. It's a random number, totally off the wall. Estimate that my first paycheck will be that. I don't know. Same thing with Ricky. So Ricky is going, they had him fill out paperwork to see if he can work what's called a skidster. And they do get paid an extra like $2 an hour. For the purpose of this, though, I'm going to just estimate the minimum just because we really don't know. Now, the second paycheck, again, this is all uneven, you guys. We don't really know. But the second paycheck, last year the harvest lasted 2 weeks. Brian, he actually has a channel on YouTube as well, Adventure Van Man. We met him here, and you'll probably see some footage of him coming up as well. But he mentioned that he talked to his foreman from last year, and he mentioned with the rain, it may drag the season out an extra week. So I estimated 2 things, whether it was a 2-week harvest or a 3-week harvest. So again, for the purpose of it, I'm going to put down the minimum of what I think the harvest would be. So our next paycheck would be like 6 days. And again, I'm just going to take out that 13%, and knowing that this is total estimation. You know, I have no idea for real. And I'm not going to put cents. I'm just going to say that. Okay, so so because I'm setting up a new one here, I'm going to have to reset some of my cells here. So I want both of these to add up into that column. So now I know, okay, so is what I'm estimating. Now I did not get paid yet. Okay. Alright, so that's what we're estimating that we're going to get paid for the month of October. And again, that's totally estimating. I have no idea. Now for the rollover, that's how much we have in the bank account to be pushed over to the next month. Now before I do this, I go and I make sure all of our numbers match up and everything is set, so I've already done that. So I'm going to go back and look at my September and see what we had left. So we had 761 and 21. We actually have 1,028 in the bank account, but 267 of that is part of our savings that we've been saving anything that we made from YouTube and putting that on over. However, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start paying our Adobe, because that's Adobe Cloud is Photoshop and Lightroom. That's what I use for photography. I'm going to start taking that out of that money, as well as our cell phones. I'm going to start taking that out of the money that we make, because that's kind of our office type bills. So let me see here, 1062 plus 50. I'm going to make a note for myself, you guys. So this is just, I'm just planning it, and this is going to seem like total chaos. When I show you my final product, you know, you guys are probably like, oh, you're so organized. Oh, when I'm doing this though, you guys, it seems like total chaos, and I got stuff, you can see I got stuff written all over the place here, and those are notes to myself throughout the month. So I'm going to say 6062 is actually going to be out of that 267. So I'm actually going to say that this balance is 206.78, and I'm going to take these out just so my math can add up here, so I can have a better idea of what I have. So I'm actually going to have 821.83 rolling over to the next month. Alright, so 821.83 is what we're going to say we actually have to roll over. 821.83. And actually, I had another note here for myself. So we spent $504 on groceries. However, we went ahead, because we're working the harvest, we weren't sure if we were going to be here for a whole month, and we didn't want to have to be going to the grocery store. So we tried to do our whole month of grocery shopping up front. So I already put a note here for myself that technically $211.33 was actually for October's groceries. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add that 211 to my 821. And again, you guys, you're going to think this is chaos, but sometimes it is chaos, and sometimes it's very smooth. So I'm actually going to say I have this much rolled over, because I'm also going to say I already spent that. Okay. These, I'm going to go, I got to delete all these out. Okay. Alright, and then I gotta redo these cells. Okay, so we have our estimated income now. We have what's rolling over and what we are estimating bare minimum that we'll get from the harvest. It could be totally off, but we'll see what happens, right? Okay, so water. This was the bill that we had when we were actually in the house. We are no longer in the house. We are still purchasing our water. We are still purchasing we have two 5-gallon jugs that we're filling up as water. Right now at this campsite we do have full hookups, so we are not paying for any additional water. So we are buying those as drinking water, and we're using the other water for, you know, cooking and showering and stuff. However, I'll just be counting when we fill those up. It's so cheap. I'm just counting it as in the grocery budget. Again, we don't have electricity anymore. At least for this month, we won't. Electricity, again, that was for at the house. The way I do the regular bills, I set up the regular bills that come out of the bank account, and when I think they're coming up, I try to put them in order by date. And then these ones with the asterisks are my cash envelope. We've been really bad about using the cash envelopes. We're going to try to get back on track for using the cash envelopes. So what I'm going to do, and again, I want to reset a lot of my stuff as I'm going. So the mail forwarding comes out on the 11th. I'm going to go ahead and move this up. And again, this is basically the first month. Last month was the first month officially full-time on the road. However, we still had some previous bills that we were covering from living in the house. So now this will be the first month that's like officially, I guess you'd say, full-time. For October, we do not plan on having any campsites or hotel costs. We are covered here for the harvest, and then if the harvest does finish before the end of the month, we will be heading to my mom's in Michigan, and we will probably most likely just find some free overnight boondocking. So I'm going to go ahead and just take that out for now. Adobe Cloud again. Okay, so I'm going to move that up. I had mentioned last month about we were thinking about upgrading our cell phone. We actually were contemplating, because we have Cricket. We have 2 phones through Cricket, basic talk and text. And we were thinking about possibly changing. Walmart has the Smart Talk or something like that, where you can have the data and talk and text for only $45 a month. So it would be less than if we upgraded our phones through Cricket, it would be $55 a month. And they have some iPhones on sale. So we're going to keep Cricket until we are done with the harvest and probably even done with Amazon. And then we're probably going to upgrade both of our phones and change providers. So we'll see. Alright, and then car insurance is the same. And again, I'm kind of picky about my layout here, so I want to make sure everything's centered and it has the right 14. Okay, so those are all of my bills that come out of the account automatically. These are the due dates. That's the days that they come out. Now, I'm going to switch some of these around. So again, I have my groceries now. So I'm just going to move them up. And normally I would just delete those rows, but I'm still going to be doing a separate video on September's income and expense report. So until I'm done with that, I just want to move everything up so I'll be able to delete stuff. It'll be a little cleaner that way later on, but you guys don't really care about that. Alright, and then I need to change this so it adds up here, because I added in a row. Diapers. Yes. So I'm going to actually switch this now. I'm going to do gas and propane separate. Before I had them together. I'm going to go ahead and do them separate. And then I'm going to add in here laundry. There is, and I'm going to take the one out from here. So there is a laundromat in town, but there is not a laundromat There's not a laundromat where we're staying. So we did laundry today. We went ahead and just did it all. So I don't anticipate any more laundry costs for the month. Propane, we have about a half a tank, so we'll probably need to fill that up. Last time we filled up propane, I think it cost us like $24. So I'm going to go ahead and just say $24. And again, I'm just moving this stuff up. Personal care. We pretty much stocked up. Again, we went and got new coats for the girls and stuff, and we got toilet paper and stuff, so we're pretty much stocked up for the month. I'm going to go ahead and just say nothing for that. Internet, we do not have internet anymore. Alright, I gotta put that in there. That we have. Okay, so we have this in the account. And that way I know I have that in the account. Alright, and then I need to change this. So again, you guys, I'm all over 206. So I'm looking at my savings, 206.78. Okay, so I just want to make sure all that adds up. Now all these notes I have from the previous month, I do not need them for October. So I'm going to delete them so I can clean up my thing here. Alright, so again, we already did laundry. Might have to do it again before we leave, or like right before we hit the road. So I'm gonna, today we spent, let's see, we spent 4, 5, 8, I'm just gonna say $8. Okay, now gas. Again, we're not driving the RV this month, which is gonna be a huge gas saving. But we will be driving the car just to the work camping spot, but it's only like a mile down the road. Ricky and I will be working opposite shifts, so what we'll be doing is whoever has the kids will basically drop off whoever's working and then bring the car back. That way whoever has the kids has the car also, and then they'll have to go back, switch shifts and that. So we will be doing a little extra driving, but it's only a mile down the road. That's not a big deal. We may have to go back into town, which is 20 miles away. We may have to go back into town maybe once or twice, depending on just getting like milk and like your vegetables and fruits and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and say $100 in gas. I really have no idea. That's just, we're guessing now. Alright, personal care household, we're not going to do anything. Rollover, we don't know yet. Rollover, we'll decide later. Okay, now, we had a lot of stuff happen. You guys saw the last video, basically wiped out our emergency savings. So we do need to start saving again. What we are going to do is we're going to try to save, start a Roth IRA with the earnings we make from the sugar beet harvest, so we'll see what that is. Car, RV maintenance, we do need to budget for that. We are going to be needing new tires for the car, and we're going to need 2 new front tires for the RV. Like we mentioned, we need a new muffler, and we need to figure out what's going on with the gas tank. How much is that going to cost? We have no idea, but we know that needs to be taken care of as well. So we're going to take all that out. We're going to try really hard. Because we're going to be working our butts off, I don't think we're going to be spending a lot of money out. Like I said, we try to stock up on our groceries. Okay, so we had a power outage, so I'm not sure. When I edit this, we'll see what we got. Alright, so we had put $2,600 down for the car and RV maintenance. Again, estimate, we don't know. Actually going to change. I changed the rollover amount. Not sure if I mentioned that already. I changed the rollover amount because I forgot about taking out the car and RV insurance that still needs to come out for September. And then, so I'm going to adjust the emergency savings now because we still have some money down here. Dave Ramsey's zero-based budget. So we want to just tell everything where to go. So we've covered pretty much everything that we think we need to cover. Now we can basically save or start putting money for rollover. Originally, I was going to do 1,000. So Dave Ramsey says, first step is $1,000 emergency savings. Then you pay off all your, second step, pay off all your debt, which we did. Third step, have 3 months to 6 months emergency savings. So we're going to go ahead and shoot for 3 months. Originally, I was going to say our expenses every month were going to be $1,000. I'm going to go ahead and say they're only going to be maybe at the bare minimum 800, and that's like bare minimum expenses. That's not saving anything or putting money into retirement. That's just covering your bare minimum thing, and that's just what I'm going to do for us for right now because we have some maintenance and all that to do. So that I would still need to save 2,400, and again we have 180. So I'm going to say we actually are going to save 2,220 to make our 2,400. Okay, so we still have 700 and so almost $800 that we're gonna do for a rollover. 778.85. So we'll have that. So basically, by working the sugar beet harvest, again this is estimate, we'll be able to finish our, basically do our emergency savings again, put money aside for the RV and the car maintenance that have to be done, and we still have almost enough for 1 full month of expenses. As well, I could possibly have an extra $100 here from YouTube, depending on what we make in September. So, alright you guys, so that's budget for October. Again, like I said, I literally was doing this with you guys along the way. So you can see sometimes it's chaotic, but again, now that it's kind of set for the way the full timing is going to be, then it should be easier when we do it next month, and you'll see that next month. As well, I'm going to have a budget series coming out though, so I'll show you how to make this template from scratch and how to get started with your budget and some tips about doing that. So yeah, but basically you want to put down your income and give every dollar a name, so you eventually have a zero. And that doesn't mean you don't have any money, it just means you've told everything where to go. And again, this is just planning, just so you kind of have an idea. You want to have some type of goal in mind though when you start your budget. So again, we had our basic bills that needed to be paid, but we knew we had to get some maintenance stuff done, and we knew we wanted to replenish our emergency savings. So those were our goals for the month, and I think we'll be able to accomplish those. But yeah, so leave me any questions down in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.